Good morning. I thought today we'd have a little bit of a catch up because I haven't been on for a while and I want to see how you're all doing, see if you're okay, just checking in, you know? But what I thought we'd do is, I'm going to be talking about things that I've been liking, what I've been doing on lockdown and whatnot. But I thought, let's pretend right now we're meeting each other in the coffee shop. Yeah? And we're getting a coffee and we're just going to have a chat together. Right, okay, so, hello, hi, how are you? Sit down, sit down. First things first, let me get you a drink. What would you like? Cappuccino, espresso? Cappuccino? Brilliant. Can we have 2 cappuccinos, please? Yeah, I'll have oat milk in mine. Are you oat milk as well? Yeah, 2 with oat milk. Oh, that's great. And maybe some of your pastries. Lovely. Thank you. So, tell me, what have you been up to? What have you been doing in this lockdown? Gosh, I've had a mare of it. Got my cappuccino. Have I got lipstick on my teeth? No. It seems to be every time I do an Instagram post, I've got lipstick on my teeth or on YouTube, whatever. So, what have I been doing? What can I be doing? I mean, I've gone out for my hour of exercise. My sleeping is out of just, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I toss and turn till 5. I've been going for walks at 7 a.m. around the block. Who knew? But I tell you what I like about my walks is that not only does it calm me down, being in nature and seeing the trees and just walking, but when you see other people, it's like, you know, it's a mutual understanding of good morning, hello, how are you? It's just really nice and you kind of get that kind of human connection and it's just, some people might be alone and they're going for a walk and you're the first person they've seen all day and you smiling and saying hello makes a big difference to their day. So it's really important that we don't forget to connect with others and we don't just walk past with our heads down, you know, that we kind of look them in the eye and acknowledge that they exist. It's really important. So what I've been loving, I've been watching Gangs of London, absolutely superb. If you love Peaky Blinders, you will love this. This is a modern day gangs, different types of gangs fighting against each other. It's beautifully filmed. I mean, apart from the violence, okay, it's very, very violent, and I mean, it's aggressive and violent. But you know, I like that kind of thing. But my point is, I love London, and I love gritty gangster dramas like that. It's beautifully written, fantastically filmed, and got an excellent cast. And I've already watched the whole thing, and I love it. So what am I going to do now? I've watched it. It's just amazing. Keeps you gripped to the edge of your seat. The other program I've watched is Normal People, which is an adaptation of the Sally Rooney book. That's completely on another spectrum. That's young love in Ireland. It's absolutely beautiful. The intricate detail of the relationship between these two people, it's just like, it's heartbreaking, but it's warming. There's so many emotions when you watch it. It's so beautiful. And it's just so real. I think that's the other take on it. It's very, very real. It's very explicit. But hey, that's life. Thoroughly enjoyed that. And the soundtrack is epic as well. So if you enjoy the music in that, I'm always into music of programs and stuff like that. Download the soundtrack. You can download it off Spotify and BBC Sounds, probably anywhere, but really, really good. So if you're looking for things to watch, then those are the things to watch. I like to be, when I watch a box set something, I like to be left with it. You know, I like to really, you know, you've got your superficial things on Netflix that you watch for, you know, shits and giggles and stuff like that. But then I like to get into the real nitty gritty stuff. You know, I like deep, psychological. That's my kind of thing. So I've been enjoying that. I've had to write everything down here because otherwise I forget. And then last night, in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh, I've got this idea to talk about this and I want to talk about that. And I had to get up, run downstairs, search for a pen. Why is there never a pen when you need one? And write down everything that I wanted to say. Also, put some normal clothes on. I don't even know how to wear normal clothes anymore. I've been living in old jumpers and leggings. Not ideal, but sometimes you have to just go with what you want to go with. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm watching. What I'm reading, I've just read, and I highly, highly recommend. It's called The 10,000 Doors of January. Now, if you like magical worlds, distant lands, you want a bit of escapism, you're locked inside, this book will take you on a journey to different centuries, different places, different people, and all through these doorways that lead to almost different times, you know what I mean? Different worlds that aren't of our own. And it is the most beautifully written book. The descriptions of moonlight or sunlight is just, I'm very, very into detail. So the way the author describes sunlight coming through a crack of the door, oh my God, it's just like, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous book, must read. Yes, so that's what I've just finished, and I've just downloaded another book that I'm going to read, but I'll tell you about that later. I go through my phases, you know, and I realised, yes, I thought, you know what, one of my favourite genres is, apart from psychological things, I love gothic historical fiction. I absolutely love it. But I also love folklore, and I love Scandinavian folklore. Gosh. Oh, fairy tales, but dark fairy tales. That's my thing. So that's what I've read. Then I've also, you know how they're saying, you know, what have you done new? Learn this, do that. I've baked a banana bread. I did that on week 1. So I'm kind of past that. But I am learning German. I've downloaded Babbel for the 100th time. I did German at school, and I have a basic understanding of it. And I did Babbel here and there, before. But I thought it was a good way to occupy my mind. You know, you have those hours in the day. For me, I'm busy in the morning. I'm sort of in a good mood in the morning, and I know what I'm doing, and I've got my laundry and I'm hoovering and I'm doing this. But come after lunch, 3 o'clock, 2 to 3, I end up just sitting on the computer looking at LinkedIn or God knows what over and over again. And I thought I could be doing something a bit more active with my mind and kind of keep my mind going. So I thought, I'm going to do German. I'm going to do German an hour every day. And whether I learn it at the end of 6 months, I signed up for 6 months, great. If I don't, I don't. But what I like about Babbel is that it's very visual. I find, you know, I couldn't learn at school very well with languages, because it was always writing down and conjugating verbs, and you never really learnt it. Whereas on Babbel, they use pictures and sound and interaction and writing. So I'm a very visual person. So for me, when it says bicycle, it has a picture of a bike, and immediately it registers with me, and I pick it up that way. And yesterday was numbers, which I'm horrendous at numbers, let alone numbers in another language, but they show the picture of 14 and then the word in German, and then you have to write it out on the computer, or you have to speak it back, or they speak it back to you. It is brilliant. So I've been doing that. Absolutely, it's great. It just keeps my mind occupied. And I thought to myself, oh, here we go. I thought to myself, I'm really pleased with the way that I've read so many books. I never was a reader. I never used to read books, never. But I've read so many books, and the joy that I get from reading books is unbelievable. And I just feel like it's good for my mind. And I thought, if I can read all these books, I can learn a language. And I'm taking it in steps like that. So I thought, and even if I don't learn the language, at least I'm keeping my mind occupied, you know? I can't do word crosswords and Sudoku and stuff like that. I can't do stuff like that. So something like this, where I have to think and you know, interact, is really good for me. So I've been absolutely loving doing that. And who I've been loving on social media, let's talk about the socials. I don't know if you know Miranda Hart. If you watch the show Miranda, oh God, I love that. It's hilarious. And I love her, and I love the show. But she's on Instagram lately, and she's writing a book. Well, lately she's on Instagram. She's writing a book, and she does these little talks called Chatty Rambles, Chambles. And she talks about all sorts of things, and people send in little ditties for her, chambles. And she reads this little excerpts from her book. And she's put, I will link her Instagram below, but she's put the excerpt that I'm going to read you now on her Instagram, and she's also read it to us. But I have to leave you with this and read this to you because it just resonated with me on such a level I can't even tell you. It's just let me read it to you, okay? I've got it on my computer here so I can read it to you. She writes, "Take up your space. You are allowed to be in the world in whatever way you need to. You do not have to be a certain way. You do not have to meet expectations of being confident or jolly or being invulnerable or in control. If you don't feel any of those things, you don't need to pretend to be them. You are allowed to be scared, sad, vulnerable, and out of control. You don't have to do it all at once. There isn't an end goal. It all unfolds day by day, and if there's always darkness in each day until you die, that is okay, because it doesn't mean there won't also be fun, joy, beauty, wonder, kindness, love, purpose. You just may have to look for those things. That's the courageous act. You just have to look for those things." I love that. I really, really love that. You must watch her little chats because they're really, really good. And I think her book's going to be amazing. And just the fact that you're allowed to feel emotions, you're allowed to feel how you feel. I think there's so much of this push on, well, just put a face on and muddle through and we're all okay, it's all fine. Yep, we're all positive, let's be positive, let's wake up positive, let's be, you know, and you always see these people on Facebook that are continuously pushing that, you know, but but then it makes it, you feel that you cannot feel the way you want to feel. If you don't feel great one day, you're feeling a bit meh, that's okay. You're allowed to feel that because emotions are energy, and if you allow yourself to feel it, it just goes through your body and comes out, and you feel it and it goes. But if you don't allow yourself to feel these emotions, they're just going to sit dormant in you, and one day they're just going to explode. So I'm an advocate of being allowed to feel the way you want to feel. If you feel like that, you feel like that, but just know the feeling will pass and brighter days are ahead. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed coming to the coffee shop with me. And I hope you enjoyed my little chat. Give me some topics and ideas, and we can have weekly chats and weekly catch-ups. I wanted to do maybe a question and answer, so if you've got any questions for me or unpopular opinions, that'd be fun. You know, I love talking about stuff like that. I love just having a chat, you know. You can tell I'm very chatty today. Yes, I hope you're well, and I shall chat to you soon. Bye.